Turn your palms up to the sky. Let your feet open. And just connect to your breath. And let's reach the arms all the way over the head. So we're going to stretch from your fingers to your toes, softening the shoulders down. And then draw both knees into your chest. And we're going to cross the right ankle over the left knee. So right ankle over left knee. Thread the hands around underneath the thigh, flex both feet, and just draw it in a little bit. Threading the needle. So my theme this week kind of plays off of my theme from last week. So last week, I kind of shared with everyone who's on my newsletter list. So if you're not and you want to be, you can always put your email in the chat and I can add you. But I just shared how I basically hit like bottom last week in terms of my emotional gas tank. And part of why I was feeling so down or empty was this judgment that I was having of myself for feeling that way. Cross your opposite ankle over your opposite knee. Thread the hands around, underneath, around the thigh, flex both feet. So I share my weekly message that I talk about in my classes. I send that out every Sunday or Monday for the previous week, but I also shared this piece of information that I was just feeling so drained. And what I started to think about too is this idea of being resilient and bouncing back, right? You're having a bad day, the next day is better, you bounce back. And how I was having a lot of difficulty doing that. So hug both knees into your chest now. And you're gonna hook your big toes with your first two fingers and thumbs. And just allow your knees to move out to the side and your feet to move out to the side. You don't need to straighten anything, but if you wanna work towards that, just exploring the offering in your body. Rolling a little from side to side, bending one, not the other. That's perfect, beautiful, Alice. So I was really judging myself for not being resilient enough. I began to ask myself an important question, which is there anybody else that I would say to them what I'm saying to myself? This judgment. And the answer to that was no. So we're often much harder on ourselves than we are on other people. Set both feet down to the mat now. Plant the feet. And as you inhale, we're going to lift into a bridge pose. So press into the feet, lift the hips, walk your arms underneath you, thread the fingers, roll your shoulder blades towards each other, breathe here. And I was judging myself for not being resilient, when in fact, the judgment was stopping me from being resilient. Make sense? So when you look at what the term resilience means in the dictionary, the definition is the capacity to recover quickly from difficulties. The second definition is the ability of a substance or object to spring back into shape. Elasticity. So that's what this practice teaches our bodies and our minds to do, right? To be resilient. Because it's this combination of strength and flexibility that we need for our physical practice and for the real practice out there. Slowly lower all the way to the mat, hug your knees into your chest. Float them softly over to the right with your arms in a T and your head over to the left. So today, our practice is all about getting into those tight, rigid spaces and looking for that resilience, that elasticity, that flexibility. And then perhaps we can dig a little bit deeper into that rigidness in the mind, that judgment that prohibits us from finding that resiliency off the mat. Draw your knees back to center, float them over to the other side. We're gonna change our gaze. And then let your knees draw back once again to your center. Hug your knees into your chest. And we're gonna rock and roll a couple times until we find ourselves in a boat pose, Navasana. So we're gonna balance on the sitting bone. Legs are forward, arms come alongside you. Here we are. If you're feeling like more today, work towards straightening the legs. If you don't, notice the thought process that you go through in realizing that. Is it judgment or is it acceptance? Okay. As you exhale, arms are going to come to the right, legs are going to come to the left, so you might want to bend them. Inhale back to center. Exhale, float over, switch. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale it up. And exhale, switch. Good, one more each side. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Good job. Hug the knees. Cross up the ankles. Roll over your knees. We're going right to downward dog. Take your time here. Notice where you might be holding on to that rigidness. It's like the equivalent of the judgment that we hold on to in the mind. It's that tightness and rigidness we hold on to in the body. So our path to resiliency, to elasticity, to bouncing back from difficulty lies in letting some of that go. Let's inhale and roll forward to a plank. Holding your plank, spreading through your fingers, keeping the belly nice and strong. And then roll your way back to downward dog. And this time, inhale, roll forward to your plank. And drop your right knee to the mat. And then sweep your right foot out behind you, kind of like a kickstand, and plant the left foot. Lift that left arm up and over the ear. And then float that arm even more forward. Good. If you want to, feel free to lift the left leg up. Exhale, set the foot and the hand down, and then the knee. Inhale, arch your spine. Exhale, lower through chest and chin. Inhale, straighten the legs, reach coming into a high cobra. Exhale, brings us back down a dog. Rolling forward to your plank. This time, drop the left knee. Sweep the foot out to the right like a kickstand, or to the left, I should say. Plant the foot, arm up, and over the ear. If you want more, you're lifting that right leg, flexing the foot, keeping the belly strong. And then hand comes down, knees come down, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale again, sweep through, high cobra, heart lift. Exhale it back, downward dog. Let's walk the feet to the hands. So make that journey back to the mat, to the front of the mat. And roll up as you ground into the feet. Maybe a little bend to the knees. Good. Inhale, arms are gonna reach around and up. Exhale, we're gonna forward fold. Belly draws in, let the head go. Inhale, find your flat back here. So lengthen. Exhale, moves you through your plank, chaturanga. Inhale, high cobra. Exhale it, back downward dog. So remember, a key piece of resiliency is acceptance without judgment. That's when we start to bounce back. It's that beating ourselves up over things that keeps us down. So whatever you need to do on the mat today, you do, and what you don't, don't. And most importantly, do not judge yourself for that. Inhale, high on the toes. Exhale, knees bend, hop, step, float the feet to the hands. Inhale, flat back here, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold, shake out the head, nice elbow. Inhale, bring those arms all the way around and up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Good, again. To Namaskar A, arms up. Exhale, forward fold, head hangs. Inhale, flat back here. Exhale, moves you through plank, chaturanga. Inhale, high cobra. Exhale, brings you back, 5 breaths, downward step. Where do you need to be? Right here. Inhale brings us high on the toes. Exhale, bend your knees, hop, step, float the feet to the hands. Inhale, flat back here, press into the heels. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sit into your chair. So find your Utkatasana here. Back into those heels, soften the shoulders. As you exhale, arms come behind the back, reach the arms over, let's forward fold, shake out the head. We're getting into those places, the shoulders, the hips, where we hold on to that rigidity, right? It's like the physical manifestation of our judgment of ourselves, living here. Inhale, sit back into your chair. And then as you exhale, forward fold, interlace the opposite way. Bring those arms off the back. Those shoulders are a huge culprit, right? Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, so flat back. Exhale, move through your Chaturanga Dandasana, all the way through. Inhale, Adho Mukha, good, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha Savasana, downward dog. Right leg's gonna lift, nice and high, but let's stack it. So bend the knees, really just wiggle it out, check out the hips. This is a place where we store rigidity, judgment, stress, things that hold us down from this resiliency that we cultivate. Knees gonna draw to the nose as you come through your plank. And then step your right foot in between your hands and drop your left knee all the way to the mat. Pressing into both feet, let's float the arms up into an Anjaneyasana. So let those shoulders soften. Let the right knee drop forward. It can come forward of the ankle, good. While we're here, we're gonna bend the right elbow and bring the left hand to the right elbow, yeah. So we're stretching through the triceps here. As you exhale, one hand on either side of your front foot. And we're gonna shift back and forth, bending and straightening that front knee, hamstrings and glutes. We're kind of systematically going through, checking out where are all the places that I hold that rigidity in my body. We're looking for the opportunity to spring back, to recover quickly, to bounce back into that elasticity. Okay, next time you bend into the knee, left hand stays, right arm is gonna float up to the sky. Good. Okay, I'm just gonna flip around. So we're gonna come from here into the pinky toe edge of the right foot. So this right knee moves out, and you're gonna start to walk the hands around. I know this is weird. So maybe you're not gonna get that far. Maybe you're gonna feel like you can, but just move it around, wiggle here. We're not being static, we're not being rigid, we're being fluid. And we're gonna continue to walk because you're gonna end up in Gomukhasana legs. So right knee's on top, yep. Knees are stacked. You got it, there you go. Awesome, right arm's gonna come out just like it did before, bend the elbow, left hand can come to that elbow. Or if you're feeling it, it's early, but if you got the full bind in your Gomukhasana, go for it. 2 breaths. Hips, man, we gotta get into those hips if we wanna be elastic. We wanna find that resiliency. Okay, hands are gonna come to the mat, into the front of the mat. We're moving through our vinyasa. So you decide if you want a vinyasa, full vinyasa, or go right to downward dog. Inhale, just use the breath that helps us release some of that tightness. Second side, left leg's gonna lift, bend the knee, let it open here. Wiggle the hip, do whatever feels good. Cultivating that space. Knee will draw towards your nose, shifting forward, stepping the foot in between the hands, dropping the back knee. Pressing into the feet, lifting the arms, Anjaneyasana. Knee draws forward, yep. Shoulders relax. Keep the left arm up, elbow bend. Right hand's gonna come to that left elbow. Let's just release that through those hamstrings. Not hamstrings, triceps. Wrong body part. Good. 2 more breaths. Release the hands, one on either side of the front foot, bending and straightening the front leg. What is happening now? It's hamstrings. In my hamstrings today. What do I need to let go of? That judgment, that tightness, that tension. So I can find resiliency, elasticity, flexibility. Bend into that left knee, right hand stays down, left arm comes back to your first sweet twist. Nothing is more resilient than the spine, so cultivating that. Let's bring the left hand down as we come to the pinky toe edge of that left foot. Knee moves out to the side. We're starting to walk it around. So maybe you get a little further towards the knee, maybe not. Good, nice, Alice. Bending into that knee as much as you can. And then we continue the journey into the Gomukhasana. So I know this is weird. Stacking. Right leg under left. Good. Left arm reaches up to the sky, bend the elbow just like we did. Right hand's gonna come to that elbow. Here we are. Stretching through that left arm. If you wanna try the full bind, go for it. If you have a strap or you can grab your shirt, all good. Maybe not available today or yet today, that's okay. Okay, set the hands down, walk them forward as you come through. We'll meet in our downward dog. All right, finding Vinyasa if you want it, skip it if you don't. Yeah, I can put pants on, absolutely. I meant to do that, I forgot. So thank you for reminding me. Inhale, high on the toes, please. Exhale, bend your knees, hop, step, or float the feet to the hands. Inhale, find your flat back. Exhale, we're gonna forward fold. Inhale brings us to an Utkatasana chair, so find your chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, lengthen here. Exhale, move your way through your vinyasa. Skip what you need to. Inhale, and exhale it back. Good, Thomas, Kim. Okay, right leg is going to lift. Flex the foot. As you exhale, bend that right knee, draw it to your nose, shift forward, step the foot in between the hands. Good, Renee. Belly draws in, arms are gonna reach up. We're coming into our high crescent warrior. Shoulders are soft. Good. Interlace the hands behind your back. So thread those fingers. Once again, we're opening through the chest. And then we're gonna shift forward to a 45-degree line. So reach those arms back behind you. And then release the arms and float them forward. So it's like we're gonna wash some windows. You're gonna bend the elbows and keep the palms facing down, and then back forward again. Inhale, draw the shoulder blades in. Exhale, bring it forward. Again, inhale it back. Exhale, forward. As you come up, we're coming into that reverse warrior version. So right hand comes to the left leg. Left arm floats up to the sky. 2 more breaths here. And then left hand floats down, right arm up. We're in our twist. So we're gonna build on that sort of outer hip thing. We're gonna come again to the pinky toe edge of your right foot. You're also gonna come to the pinky toe edge of your left foot. Yep. As you inhale, your left hip lifts and your arm floats over the ear. As you exhale, your left hip lowers and your right arm reaches back. Inhale it again, lift it up. All the spaces that we hold rigidity, here's the IT band. Inhale it up. We practice letting it go. Think about it in terms of the judgment in the mind. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Okay, let's float everything around. We're meeting a downward dog, so if you want vinyasa, go. If you don't. Just use your breath. Like we're getting into this really squishy practice today. We're going deep. Left leg lift, flex the foot. Bend your knee, draw to your nose, step the foot in between the hands. Belly draws in, inner thighs roll in, arms float up, high crescent warrior, shoulders soften. Good. Arms are gonna come behind the back, opposite threading of the fingers here. Shoulder blades draw together, reach those arms back. Heart lifting, front knee bends. Good. Start to hinge forward, just like this. And then those arms are gonna come by the ears. And we're watch some more windows. So as you inhale, draw it back, retract those shoulder blades. Exhale, bring it forward, create space in the rhomboid. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Last one, inhale it back. Exhale it forward. I'm going to open it in spot reverse warrior version. So left hand comes to the right leg, right arm reaches up, bend into the knee. Yep. Looking up to the sky. There's your psoas of the right leg. As you exhale, right hand comes down, left arm reaches up to the sky, twist. Looking for that resiliency in the spine always. That's our main purpose here in our physical practice. Come to the pinky toe edge of both feet. So first the left and then the right as well. Inhale, that right hip lifts, arm over the ear. Exhale, lower down, float it back. Beautiful. Good job, Erica. Inhale it up. Exhale, reach it back. Two more. Inhale. And exhale. And again, last one. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, float it around. Hands come forward. If you want your vinyasa, go for it. We're going to meet in a downward dog for 5 breaths. So if you need a rest, take it. Child's pose is a good option. Good. Finding your way back to downward dog when you're ready. We're going to plant the left foot and step the right foot forward. So find your warrior one, ground into your back heel and big toe. Good. Softening into the front knee, relaxing the shoulders. Virabhadrasana A. As you exhale, it's open into warrior two. So windmill it open, front heel lines up with back heel or arch. Lift your back arch. Okay, good. Arms are nice and strong here. Turn your palms up. Let's reverse your warrior. So holding on to that front knee. And then right forearm's going to come to right thigh. Left arm's going to reach up to the sky. And you decide here if you want it over the ear, if you want to do circles with your arm, whatever you need to do. What is going to cultivate resiliency for you? That's where we are today. That is our practice. Good. Now we're going to reach that left arm up and see if we can come into a half bind. Just starting to broach this idea of a bind today. 2 more breaths here. Maybe the gaze looks up if that feels okay with your neck. If it doesn't, no judgment, just look down. All right, both hands are going to come down inside your right foot. Lift off your back heel. Let's drop the knee. Breathing here. Option. You're going to bring the right arm underneath the knee and out to the outside of the right foot in your lizard pose, okay? If you want to, you're going to curl the back toes under and lift the back knee to make this a little bit more challenging. 2 more breaths. Unwrap that right arm and float it up to the sky. Here we are in that twist again. But if you want to wrap the arm this time, right arm wraps around your back, look up to the sky. Feel free to stay here. If you want more, you're going to work towards your side plank. So again, pinky toe edge of the back foot, pinky toe edge of the front foot, maybe the leg stack. Maybe you want to keep that wrap or you want to free the arm. It's up to you. Good, Erica. Really, what matters is that shoulder. So letting that shoulder open. Beautiful. Let's float our way through vinyasa if you want. Use your breath. Good. Okay, second side, plant the right foot, step the left foot forward, warrior one. Arms are gonna reach all the way up to the sky. You recovered, resiliency. All right. That's like when you trip over one step, it's like that, right? We're now open to warrior two. Front heel lines up with back heel or arch. Press into the outer edge of the back foot. Lift through your inner arch. Beautiful. Move your front knee out towards the pinky toe edge of the foot. So you're working the outside of the thigh. Turn your palms up and reverse your warrior. So as you soften into the left knee, you're reaching back over towards that right leg. So first, the left forearm comes to the right, to the left thigh, and right arm's gonna reach up to the sky. But from here, you decide if you wanna keep it reaching up, float it over, do circles. What do we need to do to release the rigidity in the body and the mind? Do something you wouldn't normally do, right? Because we have these habits of how we think about things. Like my habit last week, I'm supposed to be able to always find joy, right? I'm supposed to, that's what I talk about all the time. So why can't I find it? Well, I'm just gonna judge myself so I find it less. Doesn't make a lot of sense, but that's sometimes how we work. Let's come into a bind now or whatever version you want. So wrapping the top arm. Actually, let's just do the half from now. That's what we did on the first side. So top shoulder moves up to the sky. Yeah, so right arm's gonna wrap out, but the bottom arm's gonna stay on your thigh. Good. Good, so nice. As you exhale, look down. Both hands are gonna come to the inside of the foot. Lift off the back heel, and we're wrapping into that wrapped lizard. So left arm comes underneath, hand comes to the outside of the foot. You can drop the back knee if you want less. You can keep the knee lifted if you want more. There's a version of lizard, but we're on the hands and not the forearms. 2 more breaths. Really trying to access that shoulder a bit. The anterior deltoid. So unlock it. Keep it down. Keep the right hand down and float the left arm up to the sky. Back in that twist. Again, the offer for the bind. So wrapping that arm around your back, keeping the shoulder moving up towards the sky. And then maybe not moving towards your side plank. So coming in off onto the pinky toe edge of that back leg, stacking the legs, lifting your lower side waist. Good. You want to play with it bound? Go ahead. If not, not. If you notice you're struggling here, what's more important is what are you saying to yourself about that? If there's judgment, let it go because it stops us from being resilient. Move your way through. We'll meet in a downward dog. However you want to get there, fine with me. Let's top step, float the feet up to the hands. We're going to be hip distance apart. Hook your big toes with your first 2 fingers and thumb. Let the head shake out. Rock and roll on the heels to the toes, massaging out the feet. Breathe here. Maybe you're going to stay with the right big toe hooked. Maybe not. We're coming into tree pose. So if you want to, you're going to Draw the foot up. Comes inside the thigh or below the knee, just not on the knee joint. Hands to the heart. Ground into the big toe side of your foot. When you're ready, if you're ready, arms are going to reach up to the sky. Right? Sometimes we just have a wiggly day. What do we do with that? And hands come back to the heart. Knee comes forward. We're going to float through our warrior three. So bring the leg back behind us. Arms come forward. And we're opening right into half moon. If you need to stop in standing split first, all good. But if you can transition your way right into a half moon, feel free. Find your breath. Let it be what it will be today. Both hands come down, standing split now, head shakes out. Keeping lifted inner thigh, rolling towards standing inner thigh. Relax your head. Yeah. And then step the lifted foot back about 3 feet behind you. You're going to fold over your front leg. Keeping both hips moving forward in a squared-like position. Getting a little deeper into those right hamstrings and glutes. Left hamstrings and glutes. Those rights and lefts, you know. Okay, so opposite hand, which I believe is the right hand, is going to come either to the inside or outside of the left foot. Super important to drop this right hip down. Just drop it down as you reach the left arm up. Just a little safer for your lower back. Turn your palm more towards that wall. Yes, beautiful. Okay, hands come down, step the back foot up to meet the front. We're going to come into our forward bend again. So you're going to turn your palms back. So the bottoms of your hands are going to be on the floor. And the bottoms of your feet are going to be on the tops of your hands. So can you guys see me here? It's going to be like this. And your feet are going to come to the tops of your hands. I know it feels weird. I promise our wrists bend that way. So try it the other way. Yes. Good. We're stretching the wrist flexors. These are where we can get carpal tunnel from all of our typing and driving and all those actions we do with our hands. We're stretching the wrist flexors. We can even hold tension and rigidity in the wrist. Okay, take those out from underneath. If you hooked the right big toe, go ahead and hook the left one as you bring it up into a tree. If not, roll up first and then bring that left foot into your right thigh. Ground into the left side of the foot. Find a place of focus on the wall. It's really hard here, it's completely white, but find a point to send your energy to. If you feel yourself wiggling out, it's okay. Approach it with acceptance. Arms can float up and over the ear. Good. Knee is going to come forward now. We're going to start to float the leg behind as we move our way through our warrior three. With the intention to come to half moon, but if you need to stop in standing split first, all good. Good. Right hand is down. Left arm is reaching up. Gaze is up if that feels okay for your neck. Top hand comes down. Let's find our standing split now. Let the head soften. Lifted inner thighs rolling towards standing inner thigh. Looking for rigidity and tension and tightness in that right leg. And then step the lifted foot about 3 feet behind, finding your triangle forward bend or Parsvottanasana. Head releases out. So just make sure your feet are wide enough that you can equally find weight between both feet. Okay? Good. Good, Renee. Good, Kim. It's hard for me to see your feet tall, so I can't tell, but I'm trusting you. Okay, moving into revolve triangle. So left hand is going to come into the inside or outside of the foot. Drop your hips down, float your arm up to the sky, and breathe here. Good. Alice, if you wanted to, you could widen your feet a little, or sorry, lengthen your feet a little bit, and then you might find a little more stability. Yeah. Good. And then drop your right hip down, or sorry, your left hip down. I don't want to touch you, but I mean, I do want to touch you, but I'm not going to touch you. That's better. Awesome. Top hand comes down. We're coming back to the top of the mat, forward fold. This time, walk your feet nice and close together and hug your arms behind your thighs. So you could grab alternate wrists. You could grab elbows if that's an option. You can slide the arms down below the knees if you want. Up to you. Breathe here. All right, release that out. Let's sit into our chair. Utkatasana, inhale. Good, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, find your flat back here. Exhale, we're gonna float our way through plank, chaturanga. Skip it if you want. Plant the left foot, step the right foot forward, warrior one, arms reach all the way up. Exhale brings us to warrior two. Inhale, we're turning and reversing it. Exhale, we're coming back to side angle. So this time, let's see if we have a full bind to offer. So wrapping the left arm around, right arm drops inside. Maybe you're gonna find that full bind. Bending into the front knee, letting the left shoulder open. Options to stay like this or to release it out and bring the hand to the pinky toe edge of the foot as you come back into that lizard. If you want to try it fully bound, you're going to try that. Okay. Now, either way, whether you're in your full bind or you just have the arm wrapped underneath, let's release the bind and keep the wrap. Drop the back knee down. Everybody good? Okay. Options here. You can stay just like this. If you want to try to kind of put things together a little bit, remember when we put the leg behind us like a kickstand at the very beginning of class? We're going to do that again. So come on, back on your knee. Yep. Maybe this foot's going to lift. Maybe the left hand is going to come to the right foot, and we're going to find a bit of an arm balance here. Yeah. Good. Okay, set that foot down. One hand on either side of the front foot. We're lifting the back knee. There may be a couple of us that want to play with an arm balance right now. We're going to meet in downward dog. So if you do, you're going to try to lift the right leg. You're going to bend the elbows, and maybe the left leg is going to lift. Okay? But either way, we're meeting in downward dog. Good. Second and last side. Plant the right foot, step the left foot forward, warrior one. So we're really trying to get into the shoulders, the upper back, the hips, the legs, all the places that we hold this tension, this rigidity that stops us from being resilient. Windmill it open, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, left forearm onto left thigh, right arm up. Here we are looking for our bind perhaps. So taking the arm behind you, dropping your left arm inside. Good. So we get to decide from here as we transition our way into lizard. You can release the bind, lift the back heel, set the left hand to the pinky toe edge of the left foot. Or, good, Alice, just drop your right shoulder. Try to bring it even more forward. Yep. Good. Awesome. Nice. Guys, you guys are rock stars today. Whether you're bound or not, start to release it. So you're keeping the left arm wrapped underneath the knee. You're dropping your back knee all the way to the mat. Good. So you're bringing your weight back into this right knee. And then you're going to swing the foot behind you like a kickstand. And then you're going to find your weight in this left hand. See if you can lift the left foot. Yep. Right hand's going to come to the outside of the foot. And you bring it forward. Yep. There you go. So bring your hands across the top of your foot to the out. Yeah, now try it. Good, better. Release that. So you decide how you get back to downward dog. If you played with your arm balance on the first side, go ahead and do that again. Lifting the right knee, floating the left leg out, lifting the right leg. Good, good job, guys. Straighten your front leg if you can. Squeeze, yes. Beautiful, downward dog. Whew. All right, you guys earned pigeon. So lift the right leg up. Let's stack the hip first. Really wiggle it open, releasing out that hip. And then draw the knee to the nose, but bring it to knee towards the right wrist, ankle towards your left wrist. Good. Breathing here. Fold forward. Pigeon pose. I just moved ahead of song, so if you guys want to, feel free to. It's hard to time it perfectly. Breathing into the hips. We hold on to lots and lots of tension and judgment in the hips. So take those powerful opportunities to release that. That's how we bounce back. As soon as I gave myself permission to just feel depleted, I started to fill up again. Let's make our way back to downward dog. Shake out that right leg again. And then lift the left, stack the left hip, press through both hands. Do whatever you want to do here, whatever feels good. And then draw that left knee towards your left wrist ankle towards your right. Fold forward here. Pigeon second side. Okay, let's make our way back to downward dog. Shake out that left leg. And then come forward to your plank. Lower all the way to the mat and then roll right onto your back. Good. Good. And you're gonna bend your right knee and hug it into your chest. And then take your right arm and bring it to the inside of your right thigh and then to the outside of your right foot. So come inside the thigh and around to the outside of the foot. Good. So Alice, bring it around to the outside of the foot. And yeah, there you go. And then draw the knee back. So the left knee, I should have said this, you can keep it bent or it can stay straight. These two ladies have very open hip flexors right now, but if you don't, feel free to keep that left knee bent. Good. Release the right, plant the foot to the mat, keep the knee bent, lift the left, hug the left knee into your chest. And then bring your left arm inside the thigh to the outside of the foot. Let that knee draw back down. And then if you want to, straighten your right leg. And then release that out. Bend both knees, plant both feet. Do one final back bend of your choice, bridge, Irvda, whatever you'd like. Beautiful, huh? And begin to lower it down and hug your knees back into your chest. And give yourself a very well-deserved hug. Just circle it around. And then begin to lower your legs all the way to the floor. Arms down by your side, eyes closed. As you soften into your space on the mat, notice the resiliency you cultivated in the body and how it allows you to lie still in relaxation. And then perhaps draw your focus to the mind. Is there some place you need to cultivate resiliency by finding acceptance and letting go of judgment? Slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. And reach your arms all the way over your head, stretching from your fingers to your toes. And then draw your knees into your chest. And slowly roll onto your right side. And then make your way up to a comfortable seated position. Bring your hands to your heart and close your eyes. Soften into the tenderness you offered yourself on the mat today. Remember that you can bring that with you, that you deserve that. I thank you so much for being here with me, sharing your practice, your energy. Namaste. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, everybody. Zoom on Zoom. Thank you, guys.